One must wonder when Hollywood will pull their heads out of their asses and understand that people don't want to see this. Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So, Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy 3 Volume 3 has been accused of pushing transgender ideology by making Karen Gillan's Nebula look like a man. Now, yes, I have noticed this a while back too. I decided to wait because I knew that Bounding would eventually cover it. And, yeah, this is absolutely disgusting and retarded. And yes, I'm going to use loaded words that people do not like because they are ignorant. I happen to know that there are more than one definitions to words. Words like retarded, where it can be used as derogatory, but it can also be used in a definitive sense of held back and hindered, which is not derogatory, it's descriptive. But anyway, let's get into it. Marvel Studios is already promoting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 as Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, a movie which I hear is absolutely terrible, and every clip I see of MODOK makes me want to puke. Hits theaters, and the film's promotional material is coming under fire for promoting transgender ideology by making Karen Gillan's Nebula look more like a man. Marvel Studios and Walt Disney Company released a new poster for the films showcasing the Guardians team, including Karen Gillan's Nebula, where she's positioned to make her chest look flat and her hips look more like a man. Yeah. I mean, even the face kind of looks more masculine in this photo here. YouTuber Nerdrotic Gary noted the difference between this new poster and a character poster featuring Nebula from the first Guardians of the Galaxy film. He wrote on Twitter how it started, how it's going. Yeah, because everybody has to give the bigger channels their fucking due. YouTuber Nina Infinity also questioned what happened to Nebula. Twitter user Sandman McTow also shared two photos and wrote Transgender Guardians of the Galaxy. Novelist, comic book creator, and YouTuber John Della Rose also addressed the poster and its depiction of Nebula, saying Hollywood doesn't allow you to enjoy beauty anymore. That's anti-feminist, misogynistic. Meh. And you're supposed to feel ashamed for actually going, wow, she's beautiful. He continued, it's really weird because they used to talk about Puritanism. But the woke are so much more Puritan on things because, at least in Christianity, you're not supposed to lust after someone. And of course, there's a difference, there, and there's a line. Then you look at the SJWs. You're not even supposed to look. You're not even supposed to think anything's beautiful. Beauty is ugly to them. The ugly is beauty to them. They try to warp everything on that level, and that's what we have going on right here. Highlighting the new poster in the comparison to the original one from the first film, Della Rose asserts, now, in the new poster, Guardians of the Galaxy 3, you see how they've changed Nebula to have the shape of a man. So you've got a frame that's very stock male-like frame, like a little boy. The breasts have been chopped off or restrained or something like that. And there's a reason for this now, because these days you're not just getting hit with the replacement characters of all white characters are now black or whatever. You're not getting hit with the little gay storylines. It's not enough anymore. It's 2023, guys. Let's get with it. The new fad is making sure men and women, or men are women and women are men. It's the trans agenda, which is the most important thing, he explained. Della Rose goes on to reference Disney executives' numerous comments during their fight with the state of Florida over the bill that banned the teaching of sexual orientation and gender identity to children in kindergarten through third grade. Former Disney CEO Bob Chapek made clear that the company would bypass laws like the one in the state of Florida through their programming, because this struggle is much bigger than any one bill in any one state. I believe the best way for our company to bring about lasting change is through the inspiring content we produce and the welcoming culture we create and the diverse community organizations we support. He elaborated, there's a reason content is at the top of the list. For nearly a century, our company's stories have opened minds, inspired dreams, showed the world both as it is and how we wish it could be. Wrong! And now more than ever represent the incredible diversity of our society. It is so diverse that it's absolutely debauch. But whatever. We are telling important stories, raising voices, and I believe changing hearts and minds. Chapek later added, powerful content that changes hearts and minds only springs from inclusive cultures. America has always been inclusive. Where the fuck have you been? They just chose not to embrace ideologies that are backward and regressive, which not only attract and retain the best of the most diverse talent, not correct, but also give those employees the freedom to bring forth ideas and reflect their lives and experiences. We must work together to ensure Disney always remains such a place. This is why I believe that Disney should burn to the ground, because they are trying to push sexualized themes, sexual and gender identity onto your children. Yet people don't want to listen to this because it's an uncomfortable truth, and because Disney is so sparkly and kids can have fun there. I guarantee you, if you bring your kids there, you have at least 10 employees who want to rape your child. Shit, just look at all the frickin' Florida sex trafficking stings that they do. Pretty much any or every sex trafficking sting that is done by Florida in the last few years has had numerous Disney employees as frickin' perpetrators. Come on, people, it's time to wake up. They stated, or Delarose states, they said they were going to push even harder in their films to have representation and, of course, then indoctrinate your kids with this kind of thing to show that this kind of thing is actually good and wholesome. These are the real heroes, the people who are mentally ill that you're not allowed to say are mentally ill. This is exactly what they're presenting in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It's so sad because this is one of the film franchises with, like, Chris Pratt and all that you're like, wow, this is actually something I'm actually looking forward to, of the whole other slate that they're pulling out within 2023. He then said the Guardians of the Galaxy film was just so good and so entertaining that you hope that they'd be just getting back to their roots, trying to make a good film again and trying to appease audiences again. But no, they have to take one of the prettiest actresses in Hollywood, and yes, Karen Gillan is actually quite attractive physically, and turn her into a caricature of a mutilated weirdo. That's it. That's all they want to do. They want to take away your happiness. They want to take away your fun. They want to make everything into this woke nightmare all day long, Delarose concluded. And he's not exactly wrong, folks. What do you make of these accusations against Guardians of the Galaxy 3? Well, I think the proof is in the pudding. I mean, look at this. This, right here, is the more feminine and woman that was Karen Gillan's Nebula. And this one here on the right is some guy who looks like Nebula, and honestly, bring back Nebula. I'm sorry, but Disney is fighting to destroy the male gaze because the male gaze is sexist and whatnot. Well, then, get rid of the female gaze while you're at it. Oh, wait, you can't because you recently put out a movie called Thor Love and Thunder where you had the women sexualizing Thor when Zeus blasted off his clothes and he was butt naked. Thinking, okay, well, it's all right to sexualize the men. We've been sexualized for so long. So, two wrongs make a right. But anyway, folks, I just wanted to cover this because I do think it is important that parents know what this kind of stuff is being pushed. And do you really want to support this kind of entertainment? I'm not watching Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I'm not watching anything going forward by Disney in their Marvel slate. Because honestly, they're just trying to indoctrinate your kids now. And I don't feel like supporting that. If I ever do have kids, I will be very selective on what they are allowed to watch. I will not allow them to watch things that are indoctrinative. And believe me, I've been around and seen quite enough movies that I know that they can be entertained by over 30 years of films that are for kids. Anyway, folks, that's going to be the video. Y'all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all that jazz. What do you think about this nonsense that Marvel is pushing? Do you think that Nebula should be a man in the movie? Or do you think that she should be her normal feminine self? Now, also, I am seriously hoping that the Anna de Armas lawsuit or that somebody filed against some movie studio goes through. Because the precedent can be made that this, if she has her womanly figure in the film, if this is the promotional material, that's false advertising. So, yeah. Anyway, folks, let me know all your thoughts down below. This has been Orange Hat Reviews. Have a wonderful day, and always remember, stay humble.